All right, this is algebra, lesson, what, 4.3? 4.3. This is point slope form. Okay, today's portion of the lesson, not super difficult, but it is different. It's another equation. It's another, okay, what is standard form again? What is that? AX plus BY equals C. Standard form. Yes? You have to memorize that. What is slope-intercept form again? Y equals mx plus b. Slope-intercept form. Today we're going to learn what's called point-slope form. I will show you barely at the end. I'll probably show you one question as to why we're learning this, but tomorrow's lesson you'll get it. You'll understand more as to why we're doing point-slope form and when you would use point-slope form. But I'm going to show you what point-slope form is, okay? Point-slope form is this right here. It is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, okay? That is point-slope form. Write it down. Point-slope form. Point-slope form. Okay, that's that guy. Okay, we all have it written down. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. It's just a matter of you need to memorize that. Now, I'm going to write it up at the top so we can have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now, let me show you what the questions will be for today, okay? It would say, well, you can look at page 231. The instructions will say, write an equation in point-slope form for the line that passes through 3, negative 2 with a slope of 1/4. Then graph the equation, okay? So today you're graphing. But it says write the equation in point-slope form for the line that passes through 3, negative 2 with a slope of 1/4, then graph the equation. They've given you everything you need to know to plug it in. Agreed? Here's our deal right here. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. y1 and x1 is the point they've given you, right? What's the point they gave us? 3, negative 2, right? That's the point they gave us. So there's x1 and y1. Plug it in. So it goes y minus, what's y1? Negative 2, put it in parentheses, equals m, what's the m mean? Slope, which is 1/4, times, what is x? X is x, minus, what is x1? 3. Now, this is close. Okay, this is close to being perfect, except for there's one thing, and Kermit should know what it is. What is one thing that's wrong with this that can be fixed, that needs to be fixed? There's only one. This right here, that's just a red flag. That's just ugly. Having two negatives touching is ugly. What do I do with that? Turn it to a plus. So I'm going to rewrite this as y plus 2 equals 1/4 times x minus 3. And I'm done. That is point-slope form. That's how they want you to leave it. This is point-slope form. You leave it like this. You should have written this down exactly like I have here so that you can know this is the answer. Do not go further than this. This is point-slope form. Now, I could easily, and in this assignment I will ask you to turn that into slope-intercept form or turn that into standard form. But for now, if they say write it in point-slope form, that's it. That's point-slope form. Y plus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That's how you do it. That's point-slope form. Make sense? Okay, let's have you try one. Do we all get this written down? Everybody write it down as far as you're going to write it? Okay. Do the check your progress on the bottom of page 231. So remember, they're asking you to write it in what form? Point slope. It matters, people. If I ask you on the test, or somebody asks you to give me the answer in point slope form, you can't give me in slope intercept, and you can't give it to me in standard. I'm asking you for point slope. You got to give it to me in point slope. So here's the deal. Point slope form. What is the formula? It's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. You should have that memorized because you're going to need it. And then when you're on your test, I would write it down so that you have it, so that how easy is it to plug it in? I mean, like, that's so simple to just plug it in and you're looking at it. So it goes y minus, what is y1? 1, right? Isn't that y? That's y1, and that's x1. y1, x1. Okay, y minus 1 equals, what is m? What is the slope? Negative 6 times x minus a negative 2. Do you agree with that? Do you see what I'm talking about there? Do I have to fix something here? Yeah, I turn this into one big giant fat plus sign, right? And I'm done. That's written in point slope form right there like that. How many of you have y minus 1 equals negative 6 times x plus 2? That's what you do. That's what you leave it as. You did something else. Don't do that. Yeah, not yet. See this, I'm telling you right now, this is point slope form, and you want to not touch it. Okay? For point slope form, don't touch it. Now, what you're going to do is I could take that exact same thing and tell you I would like you to put that into slope intercept form. Slope intercept form does what? What does that mean? What is slope intercept form? Y equals mx plus b. In other words, to get slope intercept form, I'm solving for y. Look at how simple this is to go from point slope form to slope intercept form. Look at how simple it is. Are you watching? Watching? Distributed property, right? So y minus 1 equals negative 6x minus 12. Agreed? Now what? No, not plus. Minus 11. Does that make sense? You do the distributed property, and then you get y by himself. This is that line. Listen, this is very important. This guy right here. This guy. Whoa. That guy right there. And this guy right here. What's the difference between them? It's the same line. They're the same line. One's written in point slope form. The other's written in slope intercept form. It's the same line. Can you now take this here and turn that into standard form? How do you get it into standard form? What would you do? What would you do to get this guy here in standard form? What would you do? Don't solve for x. How do you get it in standard form? What is standard form? ax plus by equals c. I got to get the x and the y on the same side, right? Watch this. Watch what I do here. I got to get them on the same side. Plus 6x plus 6x. 6x plus y equals negative 11. Was that hard? No. So what's the difference between, there is a difference, what's the difference between, not that, sorry, this, and this? What's the difference? There's really no, well, it's the same line. The difference is that what is this guy here again? What is he? Point slope form. What's he? Slope intercept form. What's he? Standard form. Let's see if you guys can do one. Yes. Let's see if you can do one. I want you to do y. Well, no. Let's do a good one here. Let's do -2, 5, and the slope is -6. Did we already do that one? Is that the exact same thing? Okay. -2 pi, the slope is -6. I want you to write for me this equation in 3 ways. 3 different ways. The only 3 ways you know. Okay? I want you to write that equation. Goes through that point with that slope in 3 ways. PS, SI, and S. Okay, you're watching. When I give you this, goes through that point with that slope. We did this a couple of days ago. Could you do this? Could you find slope-intercept form right off the bat? You could. In order to do that, let's talk about this. In order to go right to slope-intercept form, what do I need to do? What would I need to find? I need to find the y-intercept. I have the slope. I need the y-intercept, and I would be good. In order to find the slope, I need to plug it in, right? I need to plug this guy in into y equals mx plus b. Then that will find me b, and then I can rewrite it. Fine. That's one way of doing it. Another way now is to just go from, you go right to point slope form, and then you transfer it to slope intercept. Let's do that. Let's do point slope form. What is point slope form again? Equals m times x minus x1. Agreed? Okay, plug it in. That would be y minus 5 equals m negative 6 times negative, which is x minus a negative 2. Agreed? What do you see that needs to be fixed? That's just ugly. We don't leave that. It's a plus. Point slope form is y minus 5 equals negative 6 times x plus 2. We're done. We're done with point slope form. To go from point slope form to slope intercept, what do I do? No. I want to know. So what do I do here? No, what do I do? Solve for y. That's what slope form, that's what slope intercept form is. We're solving for y. Right? Do y'all understand that? Do we need to spend some time at lunchtime going over that? Because I'm seeing very little response here. To go from point slope form to slope intercept form, what do I need to do? Solve for y, right? So y has almost been solved for here, except I need to use the distributive property. That would be y minus 5 equals negative 6x minus 12. Now what? Plus 5, y equals negative 6x minus 7. Is that in slope-intercept form? Is that y equals mx plus b? Yes. Y equals negative 6x minus 7. Slope-intercept form. What do I do now from slope-intercept form? To go from slope-intercept form to standard form is really simple. I just now have to have x and y on the same side, right? What are some rules about standard form? X can't be negative, right? So no matter what happens, x can't be negative. We're lucky it's not going to be here. We're going to go from y equals negative 6x minus 7. We're going to go plus 6x plus 6x. 6x plus y equals negative 7. 6x plus y equals negative 7. How many of you got all 3 of those correct? No? Okay. No? Then that would mess up all three, right? No? No? Okay. There's really nothing else today for you to do. What I just gave you there was the hardest thing that they'll give you. And they usually break it down into more smaller pieces than that. I could give you one more step. I'm going to do it right now just so you can see how to do this. I'm going to drop back to a different chapter, a different section here. Let me, what could I do to give you one more baby step to have to do? Here we go. I'll just choose it. Here we go. I want you to do this for me. Do -2. No. 4, -2, and 6, 4. I want you to write all this is. There's 2 points here. Agreed. Therefore, they form a line. I want you to give me this line in point slope, slope intercept, and standard form. What was the extra step I'm making you do here? Find the slope. I'm making you find the slope. Do that, please. All right, here we go. In order to do any of these slope forms and in order to do any of this stuff, I need to know a couple of things. What are the things I need to know to find any of these things? What are the things I need to know? I need to know the slope, and I need to know the slope, and I need to know a point. If I have a point and I have the slope, then I can do all of it. Do you understand that? So I'm trying to understand. Do you understand that all you need to do any of this is you need a point and you need the slope? If you have those two things, then you're fine. You can do point slope, slope intercept, standard. I don't have the slope yet. How do I find the slope? What's it called? The slope formula, right? It's called the slope formula. The slope formula is change in y over change in x. How else can I write that much more practically? M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, let's do it. M equals, what is y2? 4 minus -2 over 6 minus 4. What is, I see that, what is that? Plus 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 over 2 is 3. The slope is 3. Okay, so we can put that down here. M equals 3. Now that I have that, can I do point slope form? Yes. What is point slope form again? Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Plug it in. Y minus, which one? It doesn't matter. It's the same line, right? It really doesn't. In the end, it's all going to be the same. You realize that? Y minus -2 equals m, which is 3 times x minus. Now, hold on. Here's the important thing. If I chose this to be y1, then which one has to be x1? That 4, right? This is the point I'm choosing. Fine. X minus 4. Agreed? Okay. Turn that to a plus. I'm done with point slope form. Y plus 2 equals 3 times x minus 4. How many of you have that for point slope form? If you chose, now here's the deal. If you chose for point slope form, you could have, it could be different. It could be y, what would that be? Minus 6 equals 3 times x, y minus 4. You know what I'm saying? You could do that. And for point slope form, it would be different. Point slope form will be different because you're dealing with a different point on the line. But for slope intercept form, it'll be identical. When you do it all, it will be identical. So we're going to turn this into slope intercept form. What do I do to go from point slope form to slope intercept? Solve for y. Get y by himself. We're going to go over here. Y plus 2 equals 3 times x minus 4. Whoa. Okay. Rainbow, rainbow. Y plus 2 equals 3x minus 12. Minus 2 minus 2. Y equals 3x minus 14. That's slope-intercept form. Y equals 3x minus 14. How many of you got that? Okay. And then standard form, what do I do now? This is kind of a tricky one. What do I have to do? I need to get x and y on the same side. So I'm going to go minus 3x minus 3x, negative 3x plus y equals negative 14. Is that standard form? No. What's the problem? X is negative. No good. I need to flip then. Well, I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 1, which in essence flips every sign. 3x minus y equals 14. 3x minus y equals 14. I have a question. What is the difference between this guy and this guy? What's the difference? There's no difference. It's still the same line. It's just not written in standard form. Do you understand what I'm saying here? You only need to understand that when you're playing with this stuff, you're not changing the line. It's still the same line. It's just not written in standard form. Standard form is ax plus by equals c, where a is not negative. Make sense? On today's homework assignment, you guys this is gonna be so much easier than I've done, only because, look at it. Look at page 234. They've given you everything. They're only making you do one of those things per, where I was making you do 3. So it's going to be a lot simpler. It's the same stuff. They're just having you start at different places. Okay? So your homework is, today is the 9th. Today's homework is, oh my. Okay, it is page 2. Ooh, what am I doing here? What is this? See, that's not going to. Page 234 to 235. Nope, that's a lie. 235, 11 through 34 even.